With the recent 1-year birthday for Splitgate and its upcoming Season 2 update scheduled for June 15th, I figured this would be as good a time as any to jump back in and kinda see how things are going. Splitgate is a game that I've covered a few times on my channel, starting with a review when it originally came out, and then a video a month or so later kinda talking about the state of the game, and then more recently, a few months ago, I did another video kinda talking about how the game was still kicking and people should check it out, even though my previous video had been a little negative on it. So today I thought we would just jump back in, kinda see where the game's at, see if you can still find matches, and kind of talk about the console release that was rumored for a while, and the upcoming Season 2 for the game. So obviously, oh my god, it's been so long since I played. So obviously, as you can see, you can still find matches. One thing Splitgate has always done, and it does it pretty sneakily, so I'm not even quite sure on this game, is it does stick bots into your games to fill lobbies. You'll usually be able to tell because they're bad, but I'm not 100% sure if it did that in this game or if I just found 8 other people, but you can usually find matches regardless in a couple of minutes. Sometimes they'll stick you in a waiting lobby for a little bit. If you're trying to play exclusively ranked, it'll take a lot longer, but if you're just trying to play social, you'll still be able to find matches. On average, for the past month, the game has about 150 concurrent players, which is pretty small, but it's not the end of the world for a small indie game, especially with how long it's been since the last new content. And then in the past month, it's peaked at I think about 250. So like again, not anything amazing, but for a smaller indie title that hasn't had new updates in a while, it's not the end of the world. It's definitely enough to be able to get in and find matches, as long as you're not really trying to find ranked matches. That's where you'll struggle to find those games. I'm a Kingslayer apparently. So in the past couple days, the Splitgate devs have actually put out a little video kind of talking about that Season 2 update and also talking about the console release. So what they kind of said in that little video, and you can find that on their Twitter, is basically that while they did want to have the console release out pretty soon, the situation that, you know, everyone's going through right now has kind of delayed them. And so it's not canceled by any means, but it's a little more on the back burner for now, and we're just gonna have to wait. I don't remember what my melee is. Oh, I think it's V. It's been a while since I played. Like I was saying though, that console release is going to be delayed a little bit. They did say though, with this extra time, this is going to allow them to implement crossplay, which I think is going to be absolutely huge for the population of this game. Like we were just talking about a little bit ago, while the PC player base is still there, it's definitely by no means big. So just having extra places to pull players from will be amazing for finding matches. And even though the controller versus mouse and keyboard debate will now get thrown into Splitgate, at the very least you'll be able to play more social games and hopefully just have more fun and play against more real people instead of playing against bots. So I think overall it's great that they're going to be able to implement that, and it's a good thing to hear that they're even thinking about that, because I didn't know that was on their plate in the first place. With that said, along with the console port kind of being delayed a little bit, they do have the upcoming Season 2 update, which is going to come out on June 15th, and that's going to include a new map and a new weapon and probably some other changes. They do also hope in the near future to have more frequent smaller updates, where currently if you've been a player of this game or someone that's checked in and out of it, they've had just a couple big drops of updates, but for the most part they haven't been frequently updating it. So seeing this change might be nice. You'll get to see a lot more smaller updates, and that might keep you more interested over time. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That is definitely a trend that a lot of games have taken. I mean, a lot of your live service games these days have updates all the time, so it's definitely not unusual for games to go with those more frequent smaller releases, and then occasionally they supplement those with their big releases like the Season 2 release. And so hopefully that is the path that they take. I do hope that Season 3 comes out a little faster. It's been a long time since Season 1 came out. Oh god, got him. I think that these long amounts of times in between the big releases of content is one of the reasons that the game kind of is sitting where it's at. Looks like we lost this one, so we're going to jump into another game. Since the last time I played this game, they actually implemented a super cool new feature, and that's the best available queue. So before, you had to choose between queuing up social games or ranked. So even if you wanted to play ranked, you might just sit in the queue forever. So you had to pick or choose which of the two queues to sit in, and it would kind of split up that smaller player base. However, now you can just pick best available if you're willing to play ranked or social, and it'll just throw you into whatever match it can find the fastest. And I think that's a really cool change for a game that has a smaller player base. If you have not seen some of my previous videos on this game and you're kind of wondering what it is and you haven't been able to tell directly just from the gameplay so far, basically this game is what you would get if you combined Portal with Halo. You get kind of that Halo style gunplay and arena shooter elements, and then you get obviously the portals. And now these portals make a huge difference in the game. The good players in this game are absolutely crazy with them. You'll see them throwing them everywhere, and it's actually really fun to watch a high skilled Splitgate player. I am anything but that, and I'm extremely rusty because it's probably been months since the last time I played it. You'll end up using those portals though to get around the map more efficiently, to flank enemies, to do map control. You use them for all sorts of things in this game. They really do play a huge part into the gameplay sandbox, and so you have to kind of become competent with them or you won't be able to do too well. Oh, there's two people here. Once you get the hang of them though, like I said, and it's been a while since I played, so I'm extremely rusty, but once you have the hang of them, the way that it kind of lets you control the gameplay flow is definitely a unique feeling. Now this is a game that sadly kind of died off a little bit from its launch hype. I mean, every game kind of bleeds a lot of the players that are there just for the launch, but this game kind of sadly went from being a game that was talked up by a good handful of YouTubers and some streamers to basically just being completely forgotten about. I think there's a lot of people that still don't even really know this game exists, even though it might fall right into their wheelhouse. And so that's kind of why I wanted to do another video on it, especially with the new upcoming content coming, just to kind of get out there and just remind people that Splitgate's still here. You can still play it, and you'll definitely be able to play it even more once that new season comes out, because there'll be even more players checking it out. It's a game that I've always had fun with, even though I've never been too good at it. I've always had more fun with it at that social level. When you get to ranked in this game, it can get pretty difficult, as some of the people playing it are just extremely proficient with those portals, and unless you've put in the hours to kind of learn where to portal and to do it quickly, you will kind of get stomped by the better players. But at a social level, I've never had a problem just picking it up and playing, and so that's good. The player base of this game is also pretty friendly. Even some of the top players that I've queued into games with and ranked, even when they're stomping me, they're usually pretty cool about it, which is definitely kind of nice to see. I think that just comes from the game having a smaller player base, and the people in the game, they love this game and they want more people to play it, so they're usually pretty friendly to people that are checking it out. Obviously, there's probably exceptions to this. I don't know if anyone's had any bad experiences, but if you have, I can assure you that it's the exception and not the rule. So this is a game, kind of like I was saying, how it is similar-ish to Halo, but if you've been really disappointed with the Master Chief Collection and you've never checked this out, while we're in kind of a lull waiting for Halo 3, I would just say go ahead and check it out if you've never checked it out before, or even if you played it before, go back and check it out. They've changed a lot of things since the launch, and with that Season 2, they're going to be changing even more things and adding some more content, so I think it'd be kind of a good time to get back into the game in a few weeks, or now, to kind of get prepared for that new season. That way, once that new season rolls in, you got a couple week head start on all those people that are jumping back in for that new season. Like I said, that new season comes out June 15th, so it's pretty much right around the corner now. Oh god, fuck. That was so bad. I am pretty excited to see what they do for the map and the gun, more so the gun than the map. One of my issues with this game is, even though the maps are very different aesthetically and very different in terms of layout, with the portals being scattered all around the map, they kind of all just blended together for me, and they have since the game launched. And I know that's probably an issue that high-skilled players or people that have put a lot of time into the game wouldn't agree with, but as someone on more that casual level, since you can get around all the maps with just a portal a lot, I can't believe I didn't kill that guy. But since you can get around the maps with those portals, a lot of them have always just blended together for me, whereas you don't learn all the intricacies when you have to run around the entire map. Again, that's probably something that more experienced players wouldn't agree with. Oh, got him. We're actually doing pretty good this game. Ooh. not today, Dracula-san. Oh, never mind. Ooh, double. Oh, I got him. I can't believe I got him. I love the BR in this game. It feels really nice. I'm definitely interested to see kind of the balance that they get in terms of the mouse and keyboard versus controller, because if you follow the channel, you'll know that I've had issues with the way Halo has done that. But hey, we won. Not too shabby of a game at all. We actually went in and got 24 kills. I don't know how many of those people I killed were bots, but hey, what are you gonna do? Gotta take what you can get, right? Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up the video. This is Splitgate. Like I said, you can still play it, so if you've ever been curious about it and you never got a chance to check it out, or you have never heard of it until today, I'd recommend going and checking it out, especially with that new season of content coming up. It should be a pretty fun time, and I think you would at least get some enjoyment out of it. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. If for some reason you want to watch me play games live, you can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Arrrash with 3 R's. Or if you want to hear my random thoughts, you can follow me on Twitter at Arrrash with 4 R's. And I'll see you guys next time.